probably this whole stack is basically like drum kit books. And the vast majority of them are thinking vertically of what are your limbs doing when you stack them on top of each other, rather than thinking musically horizontally in phrases. And so what most drum kit instructors teach on like YouTube and even privately that I've seen, a lot of them focus on a beat, like playing a measure or a specific groove. You're then trying to find musical phrases that will match with that will pair with it, as opposed to the limb independence way, where you are creating ostinato patterns, the things that just repeat on the right hand while you're doing this. And then what you end up doing is like something completely different with your left hand that's gonna like line up with like the bassist or line up with the, I don't know, the trumpeter, whatever. So trying to get your limbs to create something that stays in time, that's the metronome for the rest of the ensemble and yourself. And then you are able to improvise with the limb independence with different melodies, whether you're doing like a short note on the snare drum and a long note on the bass drum or vice versa. That approach is harder to develop and harder to teach, because you're not teaching like, here's a beat that we can learn today, and I want you to come back, Johnny, next week and be able to play that beat at this specific speed. That's easier to teach, but it has less applicability within an actual performance context or rehearsal context, where you have to figure out beats that match different types of music you're playing, as opposed to just going, oh, what's the style we're playing? Cool, whatever you play, I'll build off of that. I will complement you. I feel like the drummer is there to enhance the music and support everybody else, supporting with keeping time with the ostinato patterns that keep going, like on the ride pattern or whatever you're doing, but also to add in different melodies on top of that ostinato, on top of that interesting sounding metronome that like resonates with and complements and works with the other instruments that are in the ensemble. But most people don't teach that way because it's harder to teach that way. If you're selling one of these books, it's a whole lot easier to make it longer if you're just adding in a new permutation of a different beat. That's how they're able to like fill more content, to be able to sell the book more, to be able to get more people to buy it. You can find thousands more free drumming tips and exercises to improve your chops, limb independence, technique, and more in my YouTube channel's home tab, or neatly organized in the link at the top of the screen.